Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. What's up, guys? What is this craziness? It is penny stock season. What does all that mean? Well, I'm going to talk about that in just a second. While I'm letting some folks roll in here. In this impromptu live stream that I'm doing, usually I only go live on Sundays, but I used to do a midday market recap where I went live every day around lunchtime. Just got to be too much of a hassle. But I thought, this deserves a special live stream event this week. Sorry about that. I got something in my eye here. This week has been absolutely crazy for penny stocks, both in the OTC markets and NASDAQ alike. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I also want you guys to share some stuff. So if there's anybody in my mentorship that's watching, we've been crushing it in the mentorship with penny stocks in particular. I've been also doing very well on big board stocks. Traded Tesla for $650, and I'll go over that too. I'm in a couple of other things right now and explain to you why I'm in those. But we've also been just crushing it on penny stocks. And there's just too many to go over. But SES went ballistic on Monday. We have HIMI today. It's BNGO. I mean, just so much stuff to go over. Let me go ahead and welcome a couple people. Yeah, nice shirt. Yeah, so you can actually buy this shirt. The link's in the description. This is a BTFD. You see that? BTFD. It's like a little Atari thing. So I actually have a apparel store. If you go check it out, links are down in the description. You can buy one of these and have a buy the fucking dip. I probably can't say it on YouTube, but BTFD on my shirt. So it's been pretty awesome, to say the least, this week, right? And again, like I said, just wanted to talk about why this is the way that it is. So let me welcome some folks here: Peter, Blade Runner, Michael, Richard, Luis. Good to see you guys. I don't expect a whole lot of people to show up. But yeah, it is an old Atari logo, Peter, just to kind of let you know. It is an old Atari logo, and it just has, instead of Atari on the bottom, it says, BTFD. So we're all about that around these parts. Yeah, so for me personally, as a traditional penny stock trader, there's a slow period. And in the summertime, it's incredibly slow. Usually the busiest time of the year when it comes to penny stocks, when they really start rocking, is like right now. And it's a little bit later in the season for penny stocks, honestly. Usually starts a little bit earlier than this. I would say beginning of October. And now we're kind of like in the middle, closer to later October. And so it got a little bit of a late start, but it's good to see that it's starting already. Hey, Blackroot, what's going on, man? Sid Sampson, good to see you as well. And so with penny stocks in general, this is like the busy time this season. So I think it's important, if you're looking to trade penny stocks, to understand how they work, how they move, and all that good stuff. I also want to welcome you guys to this channel if you're visiting for the first time. Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name's Brad. And this channel is specifically dedicated to help people who are looking to, either start their own business or trade in the stock market. I cover a lot of financial and business related kind of topics, entrepreneurial topics, and because it's a crazy and chaotic world. So it's my job to help you own it. So if you want to see more content such as this, give it a thumbs up. I certainly would appreciate it. And subscribe, because we got a lot of other cool and fun stuff on this channel as well. So speaking of entrepreneurs and business, I'm going to share my screen with you guys here real quick. I'm going to show you a couple of things that just kind of like really took off. So BNGO was one of them. We can take a look at that. So if you're not familiar with this platform, this is WeTrade HQ. This is my platform that I built with my partner Jake. As you can see here, this is a nice Viagra type of pattern here. We just coined into my morning mentorship. So you guys would have to be a new ticker NIO. Yeah. So there's good to see you, Don. Good to see you, William Bowling. Good to see you. My first visit. Thanks for joining the live stream. So yeah, if anybody's interested in this specific pattern, this is the Viagra pattern. Didn't know if you were aware of what this was called, but that is exactly what this is. Now it is up 708%. So what can you do from here? So BNGO, we can go to the 30-minute chart and kind of see how this was reacting. So pre-market, it went up pretty high, came down, had a decent pullback. So my folks in the morning mentorship, there's a risk involved with this, right? And so when you're looking at something like this that just goes absolutely ballistic, you just have to understand the risk. And so what I told them, I was like, listen, we can identify certain things pre-market to see if there's a specific area of um, good support, and then we can identify if it's going to continue, right? And sure enough, it did continue. But the important thing is, I think, is the risk management side of things. So when you're trading something like BNGO, the important thing is to at least protect your initial investment at all costs. So I was telling my folks there this morning, if you get into something like BNGO, you're gonna want to take your initial investment out. So there's a lot of folks in my group that doubled their money very, very quickly. And the method, the method to the madness, if you will, is protecting that initial investment, because you have no idea once it breaks a resistance and it's like in no man's land. You have no idea where this is going at this point. It's always important to take your initial investment out. So if I got $1,000 of BNGO, for example, and I doubled my money, let's just say I got in at $1 and it doubled at $2, then I take $1,000 of that out and I keep the other 1,000 in there to let it run and do whatever it's going to do, because that's how you manage your risk. That's how you protect your capital in penny stocks. And it's sometimes a really difficult concept for people to wrap their heads around, because it's like, well, what if this goes to the freaking moon? It's already up 700%. What if it goes to 1,700%? And it's like, you can't think like that. You have to have the discipline to be like, listen, this is the stock market. There's always going to be another one, especially now with penny stock season kind of like really up and running and it's going crazy. There's always going to be another one. So if you are at least protecting your initial investment and you're riding on what we call free shares or playing with house money, then whatever you sell that amount for is going to be 100% profit. So that's kind of like the key, the method to protecting that initial investment and just understanding risk and how to protect all of that good stuff. So when you look at a chart like that, you're like, what the hell do I do with this? And that's really kind of like how you measure that, because a prime example would be SES in the beginning of the week, when it was like, oh my gosh, I got in at $3.40 or $4 and now it's up $25. What do I do with that? And it's like, you can't really gauge where it's going to go from there. But what you can do is manage your risk, take a little bit of profit along the way. And then if you want to keep some in there to see where it goes, fine. But then if it starts to come back, no skin off your back, right? You're going to be able to just sell that at whatever price it is, and it's all profit anyway. So that is kind of like the key around protecting your investment and managing risk in penny stocks. So I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent. So let me just check in with some other folks. Started following your videos. Great material. Hey, thanks, Fabian. I appreciate it, man. Made some green on BNGO first day in the group. Couldn't be better. Richard, that's awesome. Good to hear, man. Very happy to hear about that. That's awesome. I mean, what a better testament, right? First day in the group, making some serious money on BNGO. And yeah, it was awesome. Awesome day. For me personally, though, I traded Tesla. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. I'm going to go over and actually show you Thinkorswim. So I actually had traded Tesla today. Got in. I told my folks that I was planning on trading this one, and I just have like a certain set of guidelines, I guess, if you will, a certain goal that I set of what I want to make every day. And my goal specifically is $500. If I'm trading something on the larger cap side, I just want to make $500 that day. If I make a little bit more, awesome. If I don't, whatever. That's just my goal. $500 away. One of my mentors used to always say, $500 away keeps the job away. And it's perfect. It's a perfect saying. And so for this one, I looked at Tesla here and told my folks, I said, hey, listen, 260 is really kind of looking like it's a pretty tough resistance. And if it breaks up over 260, that's when it should really kind of continue to go. So looking here, you can kind of see where that 260 resistance is on the 4-hour chart, and it really started to blast off over that. So decided to take a shot at Tesla, especially with the momentum that it had in the beginning of the day, and then added to my position on the dip. So which is a little bit uncharacteristic of what I do as far as big board stocks are concerned. But there was so much positive momentum running with Tesla that I just couldn't help myself. When you see something like this, and I bought in at around 259, came down here around 258, and I saw it make this turn. So then I added to my position. And as you can see here, I profited $652 on Tesla today. Got the rest of the way out. Was an amazing run. Right now, I'm currently in GE. I think it's extremely undervalued, and I'm still in my short on BYND. If you guys watched my video yesterday about my BYND short, I actually added to that position today. They came out with news, and it started to move up a little bit, and it's always bullshit news with BYND. Absolutely ridiculous, some of the stuff they come out to try to pump this thing up. There was some analyst on BYND that basically said, by 2020, it's going to be, why isn't it not working? Hold on. There we go. I don't know. My hotkeys aren't working. But anyway, I said by 2039, they said BYND was going to be a $400 stock. Some analysts said that. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This is an $8 million market cap. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I think it's a terrible stock. I still think $100 is on the horizon for BYND. So I'm really comfortable hanging out in that short. I think it's going to pay off. But that was it for me today as far as big board stocks were concerned. Pretty good day so far. And again, like I said, this is just something I wanted to do, talk about penny stocks. I love penny stocks. There's just nothing more exciting than watching something run 700 to 1,000%. But understand the risk, right? Understand the risk when it comes to trading penny stocks, and protect that initial investment. Manage the risk. And there's a lot of people that think that I should just throw everything I got at it and expecting it to be the one that changes your zip code or allows you to go get that Lambo and drive it around and race it to the moon or whatever. But that's not how it works. There's a lot of people that have this misunderstanding that you could trade penny stocks and become rich overnight, and it's not that way. Really, it's just, kind of riding that momentum, finding specific catalysts, and making educated decisions on buying and managing the risk accordingly. If you go into buying a penny stock in particular, and you say to yourself, this is going to be the one for me that changes my life, then you might as well go out and buy a lotto ticket, because at that point you are just gambling. But the way that we do it, the way that we teach you how to do it, is a much more it's a much smarter way, a much better way to manage that risk and all that good stuff. So, Louise, lost one, what's going on? And, I'm still just hanging out, guys. If you got questions about what it is that I do, feel free to ask. But, I know this, like I said, is impromptu live stream, but I said, heck, what the heck with it. I was going to record a video today. I was like, you know what? I haven't really talked to you guys in a while. Sometimes when I do my Stock Watch Sundays and stuff like that, I just kind of run through all the tickers, answer a few questions, and I don't really get to talk to you guys. So I thought, with it being an awesome day, awesome week for the stock market in particular, when it comes to penny stocks, I said, what the hell? I'll just see what you guys are up to. But I'm super proud of Richard right there. That's a really awesome thing to say, man. Really, really good thing to see happen for you, Richard, on your first day in the group. And if you're interested in the mentorship, by the way, the links are in the description. It's super cheap, doesn't cost that much. Basically just kind of provides us with some income to keep the website running. So over at WeTrade HQ, we kind of just keep it running. So Greg, what's up, man? What's up? Good to see you, brother. T-Cell, yes. Let's talk about T-Cell real quick. So T-Cell has gotten a really big move on. Let's go take a look at that. So I have my scanner pulled up. If you guys aren't familiar with this, this is Equity Feed. Highly, would recommend Equity Feed. It's a great scanner. This is how I scan for all of my penny stocks. And so T-Cell in particular, so TCEL ticker symbol, this is one that I've had on the radar for a very long time. And they finally started getting filings together. If you guys tuned in to Stock Watch Sunday, I did talk about this, about how I thought that there was going to be a nice move out of T-Cell. And, if you could get anything in the 000 area, then I think you'd probably be set up for some pretty good success on this one. Today it's had highs of 0012. I think we see a nice continuation of this as filings continue to come in. The company's been very communicative with shareholders on this one. Now, for me personally, I got into T Cell at 0005, 0006, a couple 0004s, but now I am on free shares. And that's the beauty of what it was that I was talking about. Is that when you're on free shares, the when you're on free shares, the stress is off at that point. When you have the ability to just say, you know what, I'm happy with this profit, I'm just going to sell it, whatever. When you have that stress is off of you, you're not like sitting around worrying about losing money, because at that point it's like, I've already taken my initial investment out. I've already taken my capital out. So now that I can use that to trade something else, and now I can just let this sit. So this is how I grow my portfolio. This is how I diversify my account. When I find something that I know has a decent run in it. This is something that T-Cell in particular has a nice looking float. So when I was showing this to you guys on Stockwatch Sunday, and we can pull this up again on WeTradeHQ.com. It's absolutely free to join WeTradeHQ.com, guys. So go check it out. It's pretty awesome. If you guys haven't been here before, you can, as a WeTradeHQ member, again, it's free. You can pick out your favorite stock. Follow it if you want to. You can go follow it over here. You can see there's quite a few people that are following it right now. And, you can vote whether or not it's bullish or bearish. And then there will be a sentiment over here. And let's go ahead and just say it's bullish right now. So it'll show up sentiment. So it's a WeTradeHQ sentiment. I'm sure you guys are familiar with about how like a lot of analysts will put their own sentiment on things and tell you whether or not it's bullish or bearish. What WeTradeHQ members can do the same thing. So I think sometimes we're a lot smarter than they are in certain cases. So it's pretty cool. And there's just a lot of other really cool features. But anyway, T-Cell, again, if you go and check out the filings have just showed up over this past week and has really gotten some nice volume over the last day or so, really. They've been really communicative with folks over on Twitter, which personally for me, I don't really consider Twitter to be like the end all be all, but there's been a lot of legitimacy to what they've said. They were communicative with people that they were going to be putting out filings, and they followed through with that, with those things. And so I think that, T-Cell is going to continue to make some nice moves. Now, I will say that T-Cell is one of those ones that it's a cryptocurrency related stock. So I've always said this, and it's never really kind of steered me wrong. But if you're going to trade something that is highly or heavily focused on cryptocurrency, make sure that you're at least keeping a finger on the pulse of how well Bitcoin's doing. So like if Bitcoin and any of those other cryptocurrencies start to, really take a downturn or not to do well, they start to become less relevant, you're going to see that kind of carry over to any stock related cryptocurrency any cryptocurrency related stock. So just keep that in mind. But I will say with T-Cell being as cheap as it is and the float being, share structure being as good as it is for this price point, I think that, there's still a lot of potential for this one, which is why I still have shares on T-Cell. So, One Life, why trade these garbage pinks? Because it's fun. I don't know. I mean, everybody has their own thing. So I'm guessing it's the first time that you've ever been here. But that's kind of what I've cut my teeth on. That's how I've been able to become a full-time trader, is trading, pink sheets and penny stocks. It's fun. I trade a lot of other things too. But there's just something about trading penny stocks that's fun. And I would never risk the amount of money that I risk on penny stocks that I would on big board stocks, because of the volatility as a whole. It's all different, but it's fun. Exactly, Blade Runner, because we can. So yeah, what's up, Eunice? And Jennifer, good to see you. But yeah, guys, I mean, I love penny stocks. Look, I don't know if it'll matter, and there's always a saying, don't forget about where you came from. And it's so funny to me that there's a lot of big time traders out there, a lot of YouTube channels that are way bigger than I am. They cut their teeth on penny stocks. And then once they get big enough where they can trade big board stocks, and then they'll turn around and tell everybody that penny stocks are junk or they're garbage and don't even bother with them. And it's like, but you freaking started out with them, and that's what drives me crazy. It's like, but you started out trading penny stocks, and then you were able to grow your account to get yourself to a point to where now you're just comfortable trading the big board stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. But why are you going to sit here and shit on penny stocks when that's what you use to grow your account with. And I'm talking about like the biggest of the big YouTube channels out there. But for me personally, I'm never going to leave penny stocks. It's just, they're fun. I love them. I love trading the big board stuff too. It's nice to create some consistent income with those. But, you know, at the end of the day, I love having a great time trading. And the folks that are in my morning mentorship, I mean, they love that stuff too. I mean, how awesome is it to just be up $2,000 on a $500 investment before the bell even rings? I mean, that's pretty fun. So, Nathan says, thank you for a couple of penny stocks. I'm up $2,000. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome. So again, that's amazing. That's incredible. So, you know, that's why this channel exists, because everybody loves to forget about the pennies, but it's like so many people flock here when they start trading, because that's really kind of how so many people build their account up, to be able to trade bigger stuff. So, you know, that's just how I feel about it. APLL, is it APP? I thought it was APPL. DCGD, one of the more popular OTCs right now. What are your thoughts on this one currently? Good question, Michael. So DCGD has been a monster. If you guys haven't been following DCGD, right now it's trading at 95 cents. It was once trading sub penny in July, went all the way up to over $2 and has kind of settled down, come back down around, you know, and hanging out between 90 cents and $1.10. Kind of been fluctuating in between there. I think that what their business model surrounded around, they're surrounded around funding, you know, cannabis stocks. So they're not necessarily a cannabis company, but they're a company as it relates to cannabis. So if you're a weed company and you want to get funding, you can't get it federally funded because it's still not legal on the federal level. So it makes it a big challenge for a lot of these other weed companies. And that's why you see some of these bigger ones like Aurora Cannabis or, you know, even BILZF that we talked about most recently. They're trading up in Canada, or they start out up in Canada and can come down and trade on the U.S. markets because they can't really get funded in the way that they can in an area where it's legal. So DCGD, I think, has a lot of potential. The only thing that I'm worried about DCGD, though, is that if it does become federally legal, how does that change the landscape for DCGD? But, you know, I think they're doing very well right now. I think that if you're looking to accumulate a position on something, DCGD, I think, would be a good one to do that with. Having said that, I'm not telling you to go out and buy it, but I think it's nice to see that it's held strong at this level considering where it came from. I mean, we're talking sub penny. It was less than a penny per share, and now it's just really kind of holding its own really at the dollar level. So it's been an amazing mover. It's going to dollars. I mean, maybe it will. But you know, that kind of remains to be seen. I don't really like to talk in absolutes a whole lot. I think it certainly has the potential to do that. I mean, we've already seen it go to dollars before. So if any kind of major catalyst shows up on DCGD, something major, then yeah, I think that it definitely could do that. Definitely has the potential for that, for sure. I traded all money is money. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me, guys. I just wanted to kind of show up here and talk to you guys a little bit about the penny stock season, and look at this, just the kind of the proof in the pudding. On free shares today, DCGD. So that's just proof in the pudding right there. If she's on free shares, Jennifer is, and she can just sit there and let it sit until it decides to do whatever it's going to do. She has the liberty to do that, or she can sell it if she wants to. Like that's the nice thing about being, you know, employing that strategy. So, great stuff. And congrats to you on that, Jen. And so yeah, that's gonna do it for me. So if you guys like this, give it a thumbs up. If you're visiting for this channel for the first time and you're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Subscribe and learn more about me. Go watch some other videos. I think you'll really enjoy this channel. So I would highly encourage you to do so. I would certainly be appreciative of the support. And that's going to do it for me, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, as always, I will see you all before the bell. And B. Smith is out. See you guys. Have a great trading day.